At any point along the way, I mean, the truth is you kind of answer this, but typically, like, was there a maybe I made the wrong decision?
Yeah, the decision to retire when I did, I still question that every day. From a purely personal achievement level, and there's no question it was the best thing for my family, for our family, by retiring when I did. Uh, but for me, serving in the military was an opportunity to be a part of something so much greater than myself.
Along the journey, any particular mentors that stood out as really powerful mentors, made a change for you, helped you?
In the early days, chaplains, and later on, commanders. So my fourth, fifth year on active duty, there was a chaplain. His name is Keith Lewis. He was the head chaplain at then Lowry Air Force Base. It's now a housing complex in Denver, Colorado, but then it was an Air Force base. And he was a full colonel. I remember he was a former pilot. I think he was an F-4 pilot. I remember he was shot down uh, over Vietnam and a prisoner of war for a couple of years in the Hanoi Hilton. There were certain medical things that I remember he had to have maintained because of that. Uh, After his release, he was given his choice of what career he wanted to pursue, and he wanted to go into the ministry, which he did, and came back as a chaplain. So, and he was a colonel.
Was there any point at which you felt you'd crossed a threshold? It was no longer about learning, but all of a sudden it became a real and a completely different realm, almost like a different world.
Yeah, it was real and it wasn't. And I flew a lot of missions in Kosovo or over Kosovo, but again, we were flying above. So we saw anti-aircraft weaponry coming. I was in a number of special operations ground missions, but I never had any fear. I never thought anything would happen to me. I can't say, I can't really say that it any, once I got into war, okay, this is the military. I don't know that I ever had that epiphany moment of things becoming real. To me, it was always about doing my best and doing the right thing. And whatever the circumstances dictated, that's what I did.
Can you share one or two of the challenges, the tests that you went through, and what that was like?
So when I went on active duty, the concept of whether or not you could wear a kippah was still being litigated in the court system. I always wore a kippah. I had a boss who was not very sympathetic to that. And all my bosses were colonels up until like 1996. So it's like by the time I came to major, finally I got to work for a lieutenant colonel. I didn't have to be the captain staring at the colonels all the time. So I would say remaining true to who I was, being Shomer Shabbat. No one ever, someone ever heard of it. It's so long since there'd been someone who was visible on active duty, kept kosher, who wore a kippah. That was a personal challenge.